Okay, so here we're just a couple feet away from the cleanout in the ground, and we are now transitioning from SDR35 to clay tile pipe. And as you can see, there's water sitting here, which is indicative that the older line has begun to sink for some reason, and that's creating what we call a belly. And this is essentially a long speed bump for any solid waste to get trapped in. So let's continue on here. This comes in about 3-foot sections. And you can see here's one joint where a lot of stuff is caught in the joint. You can see a little bit of separation. We're going to see this literally the entire distance out to the main line tie-in. I'm going to kind of go fast because there's not much to see other than that we see that separation. Some of these also have root intrusions. Essentially every little bit of this you can see a little bit of separation, and that's a point where, as you can see, stuff gets caught and it builds up pretty quickly. When you can see the edge of the next section of pipe, kind of like this one here on the right side, you know that there's an offset of some sort. So there's one small root intrusion, a little bit of an offset there. There's a fairly bad offset. You can see that this is on the bottom of the pipe. So again, this is not just a water that can slow the waste down. It's a spot, again, where stuff actually has to physically move up over this bump. See the water pooling here? There's a nice little divot there again, and actually you can see a little bit of the pipe has chipped away on the bottom left side there. Root intrusion there. A little bit of a divot there with root intrusions. Root intrusions here and here. We're starting to really dive at this point towards the city. You can see some pretty decent separation right there. That joint's really starting to angle. Okay, we're pretty offset right here. We just kind of drop down. So this is some separation there. We're coming up on. There's another pretty good speed bump. There we go. There's another bit of separation. Pretty good separation there, little divots. Notice as we get deeper, the roots are happening less and less, and then here, see if I can get this off the screen. There we go. Here's where we are turning and pivoting, and there's some separation there, especially since that's in a turn. That's going to create some issues. And then here's your official city tie-in. I'm surprised my camera can fit through this point. You can see this is a very, very bad offset right here. This is going to create issues. Your pipe, it looks to be at least 50% obstructed by this offset. This will create issues and will need to be addressed very, very soon, and I would recommend doing it immediately because it's going to lead to constant problems, and it may very quickly completely fail to a point where we can't just snake it. That's likely to happen very soon with this much separation. And this is essentially in the middle of the street. My locator is having trouble because it's so deep, but I would imagine it's somewhere around 15 feet deep.